few months back, we reported on this puzzle, that of the Thika Superhighway footbridges that have taken over a year to build. Now, since construction began, not a single footbridge has been collected, yet they are required for the safety of pedestrians and to ease traffic snarl-ups.
Now, when we spoke to the Kenya National Highways Authority officials, say that the work would be completed this month. But has anything changed? Well, Kimani Mbugo is live for us with an update on this. Kimani, good morning. How are things on the ground? Has anything changed?
Well, good morning, Wahiga and Zinzi. This story has been a pain for many people who live along Thika Road, especially those who are trying to cross from Gumba or going to the other side, especially here at Garden City. There's one that's right behind us, a footbridge is right behind us, and there's another one at Drive-In that people from Mathare used to cross the road. Now, those two spots have been very dangerous, especially at night and a time like this when the traffic cops have already left the scene here. So it means the pedestrians are at the mercy of motorists while crossing the superhighway. Remember, here cars come at a speed of 110, 100, and even sometimes people do even 130 while on the highway, and that has caused a lot of problems for pedestrians. And Kenya has continued to stall this project since 2017, and they have been giving a lot of excuses as to why they haven't been able to complete these structures. Now, remember, people who live along Thika Road, some of them were complaining that the Chinese who built Thika Road did not put footbridges at the most convenient places. Like here we're standing, there's one that's right ahead of us. It's about 500 meters from where we're standing at the crossing at USIU. So students from USIU cross as they are coming to use the superhighway on the service lane. But that doesn't have as much traffic as this one or the one at Mathare. So a lot of people have been complaining. This is a project that has costed 820 million shillings. And the latest update that we have gotten this morning from the Deputy Director of Structures from Kenya is that the Chinese who were supposed to erect this particular footbridges arrived yesterday to continue with the works. Now, remember, when we spoke to Kenya earlier, they said that the construction will be completed by October, and the reason they gave for the stall in construction is that the steel structures that are being used that were supposed to be laid across that is on top of these bridges here. Like, for example, this one here at Garden City is being constructed. The contractor here is called Four Ways Construction, and they have delayed the works. What Kenya has told us this morning, the Deputy Director for Structures at Kenya has told us that the contractors were supposed to build the concrete structures, but then the steel structures that are now supposed to be laid on top of the road were being made in China. And Kenya sent a team to China to inspect the prefabricated steel structures that are supposed to be laid across the footbridges. Now, that process has taken way longer than expected. Kenya says that most of the local contractors do not have the capacity to construct the big steel structures that are supposed to be laid out. Now, the Chinese engineers, according to Kenya, they said that they arrived yesterday and the works are supposed to commence next week to lay them over. Now, the Deputy Director for Structures, again, I asked him about the concrete structures that are supposed to support the steel structures, and he said that the contractors have already completed them right behind us. But I can still see some of the metals peeking out, but they say that inside that area, the construction area, the concrete works inside are done, and they're just going to be laying the steel structures. Now, they say those works are supposed to start from next week, and we'll be keeping tabs with that to see how long it's going to take, or if they're going to do that according to the information they've given us. Now, still, pedestrians on Thika Road still will have to deal with the dangers of crossing the highway, especially at this time. You can see here the traffic cops have already left because for them, they man the traffic on the highway. And when the traffic cops are here, they do help the pedestrians cross by stopping the cars on the highway. Like, for example, now I can see there are people who are trying to cross and there are no cops to stop the cars on the highway. So they have to hope that the motorists who are coming from the CBD coming up on Thika Road will stop for them to cross. There's a zebra crossing, there's a bit of speed bumps around there, but still accidents do happen here, and especially and also there at Mathare. But still, people who live around here have a lot of reasons to not take Kenya's word for it, because this construction started in 2017 and hasn't been completed until today. So you wouldn't be surprised that people who live along the sides do not believe can happen. They say that the works are going to be complete next week because that's what they keep saying. They keep pushing the deadline. But then again, this is a story we're following up, and we do follow it up here on Traffic and see if they're going to complete this works or they're going to commence the erecting of the steel structures, as they say that the works will begin next week. Wahiga and Zinzi.